There's nothing too crazy there. I've been noticing the fear and greed measure, though. Things are now at the same level they were at the start of June. Things were the same at this level at the start of February as well. And we know what took place all the way through March. Although I don't think we will go back down or anything, we should be a little more careful, because as I said before, most of the market will become very bullish before we even get over major support levels. When I look at Bitcoin over the last 7 days or even a month, I see that this turnaround has been very strong. The map is open. I'm also going to talk about the chart. However, I'm most excited for us to break through the recent highs set in March. You can make the same case for XRP as well. Even if we just look at XRP, we need to break through these March highs. From November 2023 to now, it's been the same high. To say it again, XRP has a lot of work to do. BTC needs to work on itself too. A lot of other coins do too. If we look at the top 100 gainers and losers and pick any one of these altcoins as an example, I mean, let's be honest, this is the last year. That being said, Render did have a nice move up. We have a lot to do now that we're at this level. In other words, we need to break through the previous highs in May and March. The altcoin market as a whole is pretty much in the same place. They still need to do a lot of work to break through the recent highs, but once they do, the real fun will start. I think that's also when the real alt season starts, which is when we will talk about it. Let's take a quick look at some numbers behind the XRP system and XRP itself. And since this was released on the 18th, it's about now, or almost 2 days ago, or almost 3 days now. We can see that a lot of new addresses and total addresses engaging on the network have been added to the XRP ledger. The best they've been since March. Both are now. A lot of people have been wondering, does this mean we'll test those March highs again? Though it's possible, we don't know what will happen. As of right now, however, 1,721 new XRP wallets have been made in a single day, which is the most since March 30th, and 47,363 unique addresses are interacting with the XRP ledger, which is the most since March 9th. Also, if we go back to March, the high point was around 72 cents. That's what we should wait for. But sales for XRP aren't waiting for that to happen. That is what we are going to talk about next. But look at this when we go to the XRP ledger measures. So, you know, sales have been going down a bit lately. But after the recent rise, there were a lot of payments and transfers on the XRP ledger. And this was a pretty important thing to bring up, which I did in the video when we saw XRP really start to pump. We can see how many live accounts there are, though, if we look down here. Once more, this wasn't going all the way back to January 1st. This wasn't really anything new. This is going to bounce back in a big way, promise. If you compare where we are now to January 1st, you can see that there are a very small number of live accounts. We're just waiting for live accounts to start showing up again. That's what I think will happen once folks start going shopping again, which I think will happen around the time that alt season starts for real. But we could see that XRP burned those fees, as well as the number of trades that were done and the ones that went through successfully. Then there are these new accounts. Again, you know, even though we do have some new accounts, it's not like it was in January or December. That's what we want to happen. Now, that's why there were so many new and busy XRP accounts at that time XRP was pumping. For example, it's October here. Things were going great for XRP. It's important to remember that this happened right after XRP was ruled not to be a security in July. Many ideas were put forward. A lot of people were also excited about XRP. That's the main reason why then. Aside from that, though, we think XRP will really wake up this alt season. Let's look at Bitcoin. This is what the Bitcoin chart looks like. Once more, I described the direction we were following at the time. By the way, Bitcoin's daily RSI was showing bullish divergence. If we look at the daily, we can see that bullish divergence printing all the way back to June 24th. But let's not worry about the 1 week here instead. Let's go back to the 3 days. Once we got past this fair value gap, we were sure this thing would go even higher. This is not good because we are now in a supply zone. Also, there is a fair value gap. And this is happening at a time when fear and greed are pretty high. Not that I think we'll sell off, but I think this is a place where we should be a little more careful. Right now, the most important thing for me is a 3-day candle close above $71,827. This also beats the high from June and even the peak in May. And if we do close above this, it will be the biggest 3-day close since at least 2021. I would also say that this is the biggest 3-day close in Bitcoin history, since once we close above this, we'll be well above the all-time high from 2021. This is going to be a very important level for Bitcoin to close over. But after that, if we take a closer look at Bitcoin right now, we can see that it has a lot of volume and movement. This could very well lead us to the next big goal, which is $83,689. Right now, we have a key fib extension that I think will be the next big goal for Bitcoin to break through. After that, we'll either wait for a test of some important lows or a possible break to over $100,000. Let's see what takes place here. We need to pay attention to the fair value gaps again. Could we go back down to test the level of $63,000, which is almost $60,000? We could, but I don't think it will happen. We need to be careful, though, especially with the RSI, since it's getting close to the high from May 18th there. We began to drop a bit on the RSI and show a bearish divergence on the chart at that point. That's also when we began to sell off heavily. I'm now paying close attention to this. When will the time come that people who own XRP have been waiting for? What's this big deal? That's right, Bitcoin is losing its hold. This is in a range if we look at it every day. We aren't seeing any big bullish momentum here yet. We need to keep a close eye on this because we think it will break down. I'll be keeping an eye on this until the end of the month, starting in July and going through the beginning of August. This is when I think Bitcoin's hold on the market starts to lessen and other cryptocurrencies start to take over a bit. Let's look at what I'm really looking for when it comes to Bitcoin control. There are two possible outcomes, right? We'll either keep going in this band until we break down, or we might make a double top, which would be around 57%. I don't think we do that. I think we will range here and then break down into the next interesting area, which is between 51.38% and 52.29%. The fund will start to roll coins once we lose 50% of our Bitcoin bet. I should also say that the US dollar has been working well with this plan. This is what we're keeping an eye on. We already have that nice upward move on the spur of the moment. We are now just expecting a lot more bad things to happen. It is now down to almost 103. This is the next important area. After that, there might be a nice move to the upside of about 103.5. After that, we keep breaking down. Once more, this has been very weak. It's true that the dollar has been very weak. This is the reason why Bitcoin is now beginning to break up in a very big way. The market is going to blow up if this keeps up and if we finally break through those March highs, which will bring XRP with it. When it comes to XRP, there is a nice value gap that we need to be aware of. It's right here at about 51 cents. It's about 51 to 44.5 cents. A lot of people are interested in this. Do we really need to go all the way down to 44 cents? Must we go all the way down to 51 cents? No, we could just keep this level above 56 cents, break to the upside, and keep going. Fair value gaps don't always get, closed, but the market as a whole just had a big fake out. There was a big fake out even with Bitcoin. XRP pulled a big trick. That's what I marked on this page. Now that we have a better look at XRP, we can see that it is facing resistance at around 59, which is about 8 cents. XRP needs to break above this level, get a 3-day break, and then keep going to 68, which is almost 69 cents. After that, we'll be looking for either a test of the lows or a possible much bigger breakout to the next important goal, which is around 79.5 cents. After that, we just have to wait for the high in July, then the high in 2021, and so on. The way things stand now, though, I think XRP is very strong. This will continue to show a much higher move on this chart if we can stay above 56 cents. I think this fair value gap will be run on XRP if we lose 56 cents. On top of that, the XRP-BTC pair is now right back where it was before. We need to push hard here. We need a big push up. We need to get past this amount of resistance and keep going. We are all waiting for Bitcoin's reign to end. That will be something big. This has started to have a small effect on the market, which is helping Bitcoin's recent move. However, I am closely watching this thing for a much bigger move down. It's been stable in range. This thing looks like it's about to fall, which will send old coins to, say, Valhalla. If we look at XRP right now on a 3-day chart, or more technically a weekly chart as well, we could see a lot of support. We need to push hard here. Before the next big push, things might calm down a bit while Bitcoin does what it wants to do. At the moment, Bitcoin is getting a lot of attention.